Hi there, I'm Alex and I'm the creator of OTTO, the personal driving assistant. I just wanted to welcome you to OTTO and hope you find using OTTO really helpful. OTTO was designed to help people access the functions that they'd like to be able to access from their mobile devices, but to be able to do it safely and without needing to look at anything or touch anything. I think we've come a long way from the original concept. There's still a long way to go, but here's where we're up to right now. Let me show you how OTTO functions, some of the basic concepts of OTTO, and then you can follow along with any of the training videos that we've created to show you how individual functions can be used. So here is OTTO. So this is OTTO. Now you can see the interface here is very simple, just basic interface. The main screen shows the time and date, and the most important part is this little microphone icon down here, which is white when it's listening and red when it's processing, which it does when you stop talking. And after it's processed what it thinks it hears, it puts it up on the screen there for validation of exactly what it's listening to. Now it doesn't always get it right, and that's always been an issue with voice recognition systems, that it doesn't always understand what we're saying. So it tries to match it to the closest possible words that it thinks it's hearing. Now not always does that make sense, but what we've tried to do with OTTO is to grab the intention of what you're trying to say, not necessarily the exact words of what you're saying. And that means that we have better recognition of the actual actions that you're trying to attempt. So OTTO will put on the screen there exactly what it thinks it can hear, and if you're able to see it, then great. If you're not, then you'll either get no response back, in which case you can issue the command again. Now the way to get OTTO's attention is to call OTTO's name. Now in the setup wizard, when you first configure OTTO, you can determine what the name of your companion will be. So if it's OTTO, it's waiting to hear its name.
Yes, Alex.
So it picked up my name, and now I can give it another command such as, what's the current time?
It is currently 1:03 p.m. on Monday the 7th of July 2014.
And so you must make sure that you call OTTO's name and then wait for OTTO to respond, and then you can give it its next command, whatever that is, whether that's email or SMS or play some music or whatever that might be. Now OTTO will listen for his name, and then after he's listened for his name, you've got about 10 seconds or so to issue the next command. Now if you don't issue a command within that time frame, OTTO goes back to not being in active mode, which means he will wait again for you to call his name before he will take any action. Of course, he just heard my name, his name, so now he's waiting for the next action. Now, if I say talk like this, but I'm not actually giving a command that he recognizes, then he'll just say, I didn't understand what you said. Or it'll time out like it just did then because I talked for more than 10 seconds. So now, again, he's waiting to hear his name. So if I call his name and I say, hey OTTO,
How can I help?
what's the weather?
Weather coming right up. It is currently 14, with conditions set to be partly cloudy, humidity is sitting on 67, and direction of wind is N. Wind speed is currently 24 kilometers per hour. Would you like the forecast for the next 4 days?
No thanks.
Okay.
So now if I talk again, he's no longer listening because he's finished that command. So until I say his name, he will not respond. Hey Otto.
Yes, Alex.
Go home. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is where all the functions are. So you can actually scroll here and you'll find all the buttons for the various functions located there on several screens. And you can, if you want to, if you don't want to wait to use voice, you can click on any of these functions by clicking on the button directly, and that will take you to the next step.
Let me get the music player for you. Here is the list of songs. Would you like me to read the title of first song?
Play Michael Jackson.
Please wait a moment whilst I fetch this song for you.
You know, I was wondering,
So that's basically how you use OTTO. The last thing I'll say at this point here is it's important to look at your language settings, because that will determine the ability for OTTO to be able to recognize your voice or accent. And the way you find that is if you go back to the home screen of your device and go to settings.
How can I help?
Thanks, OTTO. And we go down here and look for language and input, and you have a look
Can
here.
you please repeat that?
So here I've got mine set to English Australia, but here is where you can set it to English
Can you please repeat that?
United Kingdom or United States or whatever it is that is going to work best for you. The final thing I'll say here is that OTTO will sometimes
Sorry, I didn't hear that properly.
be
Could
listening
you please say that again?
in the background, which can become a little bit irritating, especially when you're no longer in the car. So the way to kill OTTO is just to bring up all your apps and then swipe him away, and then he's gone. So I really hope that that's given you some sort of an insight into how OTTO works, and I look forward to your feedback. We do have forums available where you can give us feedback about any issues that you're having, any suggestions that you might have, and basically any comments that will help to make OTTO a better product. So again, I look forward to hearing from you, and enjoy using OTTO. Thanks very much. Appreciate your support.